following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IPX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genoas Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Hello, Jim Taunton here, your host for the next 30 minutes. Glad you joined me. Hope you'll be glad as well. And if you hear child noises in the background, not ashamed. It is two of my grandsons. I have three sons and 6 grandsons. We do not do girls, but we have 2 of them in the house as I speak, and they're having a good time, and that's fine with me. We're going to do a drawing tonight for a dinner for 2. We had 15 names, actually. And I had my lovely assistant, who doubles as my wife, draw 5 names out of the pot. And we've got those 5 names listed. So, producer, you can go ahead and dial the number. First number is Brian from Stokes. I hope Brian is there. If not, we'll go to the next name. There it is. That riveting radio when you hear somebody dialing a phone number. It's ringing. 1 ringy dingy. 2 ringy dingies. 3 ringy dingies. Come on, Brian. Be there, Brian. Give it 4 rings and hang up. Sorry about that, Brian. We're going to go to Paul now from Greenville. He was the second name out of the pot. And she only drew 5. So if we go through 5 and we don't get an answer, we'll have to try it again next week. Ringing is always a good thing.
Hey, this is Paul. Not here, so
Hang up and go to the next one. And next one's David from Kinston. You know, I never get a call on my cell that I don't answer. It's always with me. I don't understand. You know, nobody has a landline anymore. This is riveting radio, I'm telling you. I know you're on the edge of your seat. Maybe people call in on a burner phone. All right, that's 3 down. We have 2 names to go. And then we'll have to try again next week. Mac from Greenville. Come on, Mac, be there. Never had this happen.
Your call has been forwarded.
All right, last one. Let's go to Tim, and Tim's from Greenville. Hopefully Tim will answer. Producer, if Tim doesn't answer, we'll try Brian at the top one more time, and then we'll go on. So I'd love to give away a dinner. You know, it could be people.
Your call has been forwarded.
Try Brian one more time, and then we'll call it quits. People may not be answering because they don't know the number. But what I do is hit the power button twice, and it goes directly to voicemail. You don't let it ring out. Ah, disappointing. Best laid plans of mice and men. Wow. All right, hang her up. And let's see. I actually may have the email that Dom sent me that has the names on it. Let's see. Maybe it was a text. I'm not sure. Dom, was it a text or an email you sent me? Hello, Dom.
I was answering on my phone. It's a text. You want me to answer any other calls or call anybody else?
Well, I was just thinking, yeah. There we go. I tell you, let's go to the next. Let's see. William from, oh no. Wow. Well, let's go to Broughton from Winterville. You see that one? First page at the bottom?
Do.
Try that one. That is Broughton. I'm going to give away a meal here. He's from Winterville.
Hello?
Hello, Broughton.
Yes,
This is Jim Taunton. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time.
Oh,
But
no.
only time I can call you, this is when my program is Financially Speaking on from 6 to 6:30. You called in one night, if you remember.
Yes.
Called with a question. And I hope I answered it. I have no idea what what the question was. But we had a drawing for the dinner for two at Ottavola, and you won.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You're
How about
kidding.
that? You
That
won by
sounds great.
default, actually. Have you ever eaten at
Well, that
Ottavola?
Once, yeah.
Good. Well,
I
you
like-
know where
I
it
like
is
the
then.
place.
It's I eat there once or twice a week. It's a great place to eat. And I'll even pay the tip, by the way.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
So we've got your number. Don't hang up. I'm going to leave you,
Okay.
but tell the producer how you would like for me to get you this card. I mean, I can mail it to you. You can come by the office, pick it up. I can take it by the station, leave it. You can go by there. Whatever you want to
Mailing-
do. But I need to get you a
mailing
card.
is pretty good.
I'm sorry?
Mailing, it's probably the best.
All right. Well, not on the air, of course, but after I leave you, tell the producer what your address is, and I'll mail it to you. I'll be glad to. And congratulations. I appreciate your listening. I more appreciate your calling in with a question. I enjoy talking to people.
And I enjoy listening to your show.
Well, thank you very much. All right, Broughton, congrats. Tell your significant other, are you going out to eat?
She'll be glad to hear that.
Well, take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, now, producer, I hope he stayed on with you. If not, you can call him back on his number. I tell you, let's go to a break and give the producer a couple minutes to get all the information, and I'll start with the material that I'd put together for the program. And if you want to go into the next drawing, call during the break. The number is 561-TALK, 561-8255. Of course, the area is 252, 561-8255. I'll take your call when we come back.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Pardon the delay. I'm trying to text the producer. Good gracious. And my fingers are just too big for these things. So frustrating texting. There we go. Producer, I sent you a text. I need the last name of the individual as well, which he did not give you, of course, when he called in with the question. All right, so we gave away a dinner. Mr. Broughton from Winterville. And we appreciate him tuning in and picking up the phone and calling. Man, we had not a great day in the market. Matter of fact, that's an understatement. We had a bad day in the market. Really did. Matter of fact, let me pull up what we ended up. The Dow ended up down 494 points. NASDAQ was down 405. And let's just see what percentage we're looking at here. Dow was down 1.21%. NASDAQ was down 2.3%. S&P was down 1.37%. NVIDIA was down 6.67%. So, is it time to run for the hills? No. Well, then why did we have a sell-off like we did? And the 10-year bond, by the way, broke below 4%, and it hadn't been below 4% in quite some time. So people are afraid we're going into recession, and we're not. We're not going to go into recession. And even if it was, it would be so fast and shallow, it would make no difference at all in most people's lives. But, it's funny, investors have waited to hear the Fed say that they were poised to lower interest rates. And that's exactly what the Fed did yesterday. The market went up dramatically. They didn't lower rates, but Jerome Powell did say this a reduction in rates in September. The September meeting was possibly in order, depending on what the data shows them. So, that's great news. These data points that we received today on the economy, if the Fed starts reducing rates, that'll be a non-starter, an absolute non-starter. I think people have had positions that have done so well in the last year, 2 years, even 3 years, that they're using any negativity at all as an excuse to sell positions and take profits on positions. I understand that. I mean, you don't want to fall in love with a position, and you should have some kind of goal in mind and sell when it reaches your goal for that position. But don't run for the hills just simply because of some information, that was released about the economy. And the economy just has been extremely strong and held up extremely well. We had a GDP growth of 2.8%. I just shared that with you last week. That is not a recessionary number. Far from it. So we may have a little dip in the growth rate of GDP, but hardly anyone sees the GDP going negative for any period of time. So it's just overreaction. It's emotions, and that's typical of the market. I want to share with you some of the information that was released. Construction spending was down 0.3%. Woo. Rental vacancy rate went from 6.3 second quarter 23 to 6.6. I mean, yeah, it went up 0.3%. The durable goods report percentage change was a negative 6.6. It was plus 0.1. That was new orders for durable goods. New residential sales. May 2024 was a negative 14.9. June of 2024 was negative 0.6. So that's a vast improvement there. Advanced wholesale inventories. May of 24 plus 0.6. June 24 plus 0.2. Still positive. Let's see. Retail inventories remained virtually the same. Went up 0.6 in May and 0.7 in June. Retail sales. Let's take a look at that one. Retail sales, May 24 went up 0.3%. June was flat, was zero. It wasn't negative, it was zero. So retail sales held steady. It held steady. Business formation statistics. May was negative 1.6. June was a positive 1.7. So you get the idea. It's a mixed bag, but even the negative numbers just weren't that negative. So it was just not a reason to abandon really good companies, good positions that you owned. Yeah, I mentioned the 10-year slipped below 4%, which is still, still above the historical average. So that is really not a concern. And listen, this is this is what a 24-hour news cycle will do for you. The 10-year Treasury finished at 3.994. So yes, it did dip below 4 by 6/1000ths of a point. How about them apples? The ISM reported its index measuring factory activity, and July it slumped to 46.8, down 1.7%. That number probably was, if there was a particular number that caused people to have more concern, that was probably it. Because that kind of gives you an idea of what's coming some months down the road. But it's definitely not time to run for the hills. Actually, it is, in my humble opinion, it is probably a buying opportunity, especially if you've got some particular companies that you've been looking at and they were down significantly today. I think it's a buying opportunity. I believe that the market will be higher come December 31st than it is today. And I think that the tide, the rising tide will raise all ships. Of course, it's a nice metaphor, but it doesn't mean that every stock, all 6,000-7,000 stocks are going to go up, but it means that a vast majority of them will. If the market as a whole is going up, then more than likely it will. AI is not finished. So, the sell-off in the AI tech companies is way overdone, in my opinion. So, just hang tight and things will be better, possibly even tomorrow. Let's just take a look. And let's see how fickle this market really is. I'm going to look at the futures. Of course, it's very early. Futures open at 6:00 p.m., so we don't have a lot of trading going on right now. But I'm going to give you some idea. I look at this every night just to get some idea. Let's see. Yeah, the futures have slipped a little bit, but I was looking at a news release on Amazon. It was really what I wanted to see. It's taking too long to come up. Yeah. The Dow futures are showing a negative 119 open, and NASDAQ negative and negative. So, but I can tell you that futures at this point of the evening have a little bearing on what's going to happen tomorrow morning. Those things change dramatically over the course of the evening. And let's just see about NVIDIA. That's a good bellwether for the AI sector. All right. Looking at down $1.38 a share, 1.25%. So that could turn certainly by the morning as well. We'll have to see, at the open what happens. But there's nothing that I am reading and hearing from people that I respect that's indicating that this is going to be an elongated downturn. So again, it's probably a really good buying opportunity. So there you have that. All right, let me check the producer, Dom. Okay, that was just information on the call. We don't have any calls, so that's a shame. I wanted to put somebody in that next drawing for the dinner for two at Altavola. but that's okay. All right. So, keep your eyes open, your ears open, and just listen and look and see what's happening in the markets. But for the most part, when you develop a long-term strategy, you stick with it. Twice in my career have I actually sold out my advisory clients from their investments and gone to cash temporarily, twice. And that was May of 2002 and August the 16th of 2007. And both times there was a fundamental reason for doing that. It wasn't technical. It wasn't things that are going on circumstantially in the world. It was a fundamental issue. And in hindsight, both of those moves were good ones, but I didn't know they'd be good when I did them. And so I'm not a timer, but occasionally there is a reason, for protecting clients' assets, but I just don't believe this is one of them. So, all right, I'm done. Turn on that music. I want to hear some music in my ear. I'm going to give you some extra time to play some music if need be. I didn't prepare a lot of time because I didn't know how long it would take to do or prepare a lot of material. Didn't know how long it would take to give away that dinner for two. But as always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Take care, everybody. Good night.